There are two types of World Cup teams: the teams that need every point and the teams that are already thinking 3 games ahead. After watching Germany lose 2-1 to Ecuador, I couldn't stop asking myself one question. Are Germany actually struggling? Or are they simply managing their energy for the matches that really matter? Because let's be honest, if you only look at the result, it looks bad. Germany entered the game with 6 points from 6, already qualified, already guaranteed first place in the group, and yet they walked away with a defeat against an Ecuador side that came into the match desperate for survival. But football is rarely that simple, and this result raises a fascinating debate. Germany couldn't have asked for a better opening. Just 2 minutes into the match, Lurwasani finally scored his first goal of the tournament, and Germany were ahead almost immediately. Ecuador suddenly looked like a team heading home. At that moment, everyone probably expected another routine German victory. After all, this was the same Germany that smashed Curaçao 7-1 and then found a way to beat Ivory Coast. Group winners, 9 goals scored in their first 2 matches. Confidence skyrocketed, and yet the game slowly started to change. This was basically a knockout game for Ecuador. Anything less than a win and their World Cup dream was likely over. You could see that the urgency is in every challenge, every sprint, every second ball. Ecuador were pressing aggressively, winning midfield battles and refusing to accept elimination. Their captain, Moises Caicedo, was outstanding and the entire team played with incredible intensity. Nelson Angulu equalized shortly after Germany's opener and suddenly the match became uncomfortable for the German. And that's where the real debate begins. Was Germany struggling because Ecuador were excellent? Or was Germany simply operating at 70%? I think there are some strong arguments. First of all, Germany had already won the group. Nothing in the standings was at stake. No matter what happened against Ecuador, Germany were finishing first and advancing. So why would Julian Nagelsmann risk exhausting his key players? Why would he demand maximum intensity when the round of 32 is just around the corner? Tournament football is different from league football. The goal is not to win every match. The goal is to lift the trophy. Sometimes that means sacrificing intensity today so you can dominate tomorrow. We've seen champions do it before. France have done it, Spain, Argentina, and Germany may have looked at this game as a chance to manage minutes rather than chase perfection. Here's the problem. Germany didn't heavily rotate. In fact, many of their key players started the match. Nagelsmann himself chose to keep a largely first-choice lineup despite qualification already being secured. That makes the defeat harder to dismiss. Because if your stars are playing, fans expect dominance. Instead, Germany looked vulnerable. There were defensive mistakes, there were communication issues, and when Ecuador smelled blood, Germany never really regained full control. The winning goal summed it up perfectly. A misunderstanding involving Manuel Neuer and the German defense allowed Gonzalo Plata to score the decisive goal in the 77th minute. Those are not the mistakes you expect from the World Cup favorites. Should Germany fans panic? Absolutely not. Let's remember the bigger picture. Germany finished top of Group E. They scored 9 goals in their first 2 matches. They still possess one of the most talented squads in the tournament. Musiala, Wirtz, Sané, Kimmich, Havertz, Neuer. This is not a team that suddenly forgot how to play football. One defeat doesn't erase everything that came before it. In fact, Sometimes a loss at exactly the right moment can be beneficial. It wakes up players. It reminds them that every opponent is dangerous. It removes complacency, and it gives coaches valuable lessons before the knockout rounds. If there is one thing Germany should worry about is not the result, it's the mentality. Because against Ecuador there were moments where Germany looked like they expected the game to win itself. The intensity wasn't always there, the urgency wasn't always there, and in knockout football that can be fatal. The next opponent won't care that Germany won their group. They won't care that Germany scored 7 goals against Curacao. They won't care about reputation. They'll only care about 90 minutes. And if Germany bring the same level of concentration they showed against Ecuador, they could find themselves in real trouble. So, are Germany struggling? A little bit. Are Germany in crisis? Not even close. Do I think they intentionally lowered the intensity because qualification was already secured? Probably yes. But I also think this game exposed a few weaknesses that better teams will try to use. For me, this feels less like a disaster and more like a warning shot, the kind of result that reminds a favorite that talent alone won't win a World Cup. Germany are still one of the strongest teams left in this tournament, but after this defeat, one thing is clear. The road to the trophy is going to be much harder than many people expected. And if Ecuador taught us anything tonight, it's that every team still standing believes they can create the next World Cup shock. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.